First 3 years, it's not easy because you are nobody and it's difficult to get into a multinational company. So I was struggling for 3 years. One thing I learned in business, don't borrow money from bank. It's a chicken and egg. So you want to grow global, a few things you must make sure. First, do I have the money? Do I have the technology strong enough, compatible enough with the player in the world? There is nothing difficult. Malaysians have a good talent engineer, as good as other countries, but we are not given the opportunity. You see, critical mindset is important for any engineer. I want my engineer always think ahead. You can spend, but don't waste. If you don't spend, you will never grow. So Malaysia must have a mindset willing to work together. So government need to do more. China start to making equipment. They may not be good at that time. They may not be good in quality. But today you're looking at them. They can do cheaper, better. So for me, my philosophy is employee first, customer second.
At the end of the day, there is no such thing as self-made millionaire or self-made businessman. There's someone or some individuals or some people that helped you.
We are excited to welcome Chuah Choon, the Executive Chairman of Pentamaster, as our next guest on the Semiconductor Leadership Podcast.
With his impressive expertise in the semiconductor industry and a reputation for innovation, Chuah has played a pivotal role in driving Pentamaster's growth. In this episode, we'll explore his unique insights on leadership, technology trends, and the future of the industry.
Get ready for an engaging discussion filled with inspiration and curiosity. Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome back to the Semiconductor Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, Salah Nasri. And whether you're an industry veteran or someone curious about the semiconductor industry, this is your podcast. We'll be covering the latest in cutting-edge R&D to industry trends and leadership strategies from the brightest minds in the semiconductor manufacturing industry. But before we get on to this wonderful podcast interview, I need to ask you a little favor. Press that subscribe button. In a very short time, we have hit more than 70,000 views on this podcast channel, 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, 5,000 subscribers on Spotify, and it will grow further because the bigger the podcast gets, the more enticing and interesting the interviews will become, just like our special guest today. So without further ado, I hereby would like to welcome Chuah Choon, who is the Executive Chairman of Pentamaster. So let's dive into the discussion. Chuah, great to have you on the podcast.
Yeah,
pleasure
thank
to have you here, live in Penang. So are you actually from Penang, Chuah?
Yes, I was born here and started my career as an engineer in 1987, working for National Semiconductor, and then later I joined Intel 1991, and then 1993 I started this company called Pentamaster. So Penta stands for Penang Technology Automation. So I am 64.
Wow. And so how did that happen? I mean, was that just out of the blue? I mean, what enticed you to...
When I was working for these two multinational companies, first I worked for National Semiconductor as a process engineer. So later on, I joined Intel. After 2 years in National, I joined Intel for another 2 years. So I was given a job called automation engineer. So I worked on designing vision, designing automation pick and place at that time. Because Intel at that time was advocating for technology in terms of automation. Because, past 30 years, a lot of industry still pretty manual, but Intel is looking into automation. So I was given the opportunity as an automation engineer. But after 2 years, I decided to set up my own company for two reasons. One is when working for multinational, you had too much meeting. Morning, 8 o'clock, finish at 6 o'clock, all meeting. So you have no time to involve in the design and doing whatever you want. Because I'm a very technical, hands-on person, so I prefer to do a lot of hands-on design rather than attending meeting. Even though my title was given as automation engineer. One day I told my boss, change my title to meeting engineer. So second reason, I came up because I see at that time a lot of multinational company flooding into Penang. And there's a lot of opportunity for this company looking for local supply chain. So automation. So okay, I decided to come out and give it a try. And then first 3 years, it's not easy because you are nobody and it's difficult to get into a multinational company. So I was struggling for 3 years, but I never give up because persistent is always my character. Once you give up, you never make yourself coming back. That's why I persisted. After the third year, things start to turn around. Where, to enter into any multinational company, you must always have a reference, a track record. My first PO was given by Seagate Penang. Even the PO value is so low, it's around 300 ringgit, but I can use it as a reference. I got a PO from Seagate. And so from there, I managed to get into AMD, managed to get into some of the local OSAT company like Unisem, Tasem. Then later, 1996, when Dell came to Penang, they're looking for automation company to help them to automate their production floor. So at that time, our company is still small. It's about maybe 40 to 60 people. So Dell came to audit us. So at that time, I don't have a proper factory, just in a shop lot. So they are very doubtful. So never mind, what I use my strategy, supply chain, collaboration, partnership with local. I show them a lot of things I don't need to do myself. I can subcon to my local supply chain. The important thing for automation is the software and the design. So you no need to have a big factory. So that's how I convinced Dell, and then they give me the first project in 1996. That's where the Pentamaster start to turn around, going very fast. From Penang, they bring us to China. China bring us to US. US bring us to Poland. Poland bring us to Ireland. So these are the thing happening.
Wow.
When come in 1998, there's another opportunity. The Asian monetary crisis. US dollar go to 3.8. And a lot of local multinational company is, you want to import machine from overseas, it's going to be very expensive. From 2.5 to 3.8. That's where the opportunity came. So we start to sell our automation solution to most of the local multinational company. And then we start to get more and more customer. This is how Pentamaster grow. But nothing is always perfect forever. In 2008, Pentamaster go downturn because of worldwide financial crisis. Because at that time we are taking a very big venture risk into contract manufacturing for one of the customer in the front-end equipment. We invested close to easily 80 to 100 million by bank borrowing. But 2 years, no business. So Pentamaster started to go down here. So in 2010, I decided to cut it off. And then restructure the whole company back to basics again, back to your fundamental.
As in you closed the company?
No. I didn't close it. Chop off the division that I spent.
Oh, the division that you spent all that money?
Yeah. So because every day you wake up, 200,000, or every month you say 200,000 is gone. Bank borrowing, interest. Yeah. Well, that is unbearable.
Cold sweats.
Oh, cold sweat. Really cold sweat.
Okay.
Sweat also frozen. Okay, so I decided to cut it off, and then 2010, there's suddenly one of the company, iPhone company in US, they call us out, are you interested in the project? Oh, I was surprised, Okay, so I was given the opportunity, and then we traveled to US. That's how we started to turn around very fast. The reason why we can turn around customer like us is we are always, like I say, my career persistent, never give up. So start from design, we do. Even the project may take a bit longer, but we never give up. We always continue to improve, and our cost is very competitive. So we from one project after another project, we got many projects until today.
Tell me about the beginning part. The first 3 years that you had before the first PO. So how did you survive then? I mean, were you just surviving on noodles or?
Okay, at that time I was still bachelor. No family.
Okay.
So can afford to go, go simple, and car loan is always an issue from bank, you have not paid your due,
Yeah.
And from Intel, my pay was, at that time was 2,000 plus, and when it came out, I just take 1,000. But 1,000 sometimes you also without salary.
Right.
Very tough. So, but this opportunity given me the experience how to go through difficult times. So from nothing to something. So our investment to start this company was at that time was 5,000 ringgit.
So it was all bootstrapped, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
No loans,
no loan, because nobody will loan you.
Hand out.
Nobody will loan you any money because you have no track record. You are nobody. This is always the startup company facing the problem.
So, I mean, typical MBA strategies, they say, when you're raising rounds, it's either friends, family, or fools. Did you have any help from friends, family, or fools?
No.
Or from your own pocket?
Yes. What we do is like, we started with a humble beginning, we don't mind doing any kind of job.
Right.
So what we do is like, even we can do a subcon job, second level job, means somebody sub to me, I just do it, just for cash flow. That's how we survive through.
Reminds me of my experience.
Yeah.
When we started this association.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 years, no salary.
Oh, yeah. So what do you
survive? But it gives you, what it is, I think, Chuah, is like that type of struggle, it prepares you. I mean, for us, we started in 2010, and then the pandemic came. And that was a scary time. But the thing is we weren't intimidated by the pandemic because we already knew how to survive on nothing.
Yes.
So I think that's the same thing that you kind of benefited from that experience.
Yeah.
But there again, of course, the reason why I say cold sweats, because there are times where I'm sure you experience this as running a company, is that you're not only dependent on your family survival, you have many families in your company's survival.
Yeah, correct.
A lot of people are surviving through your business, for your vision, for your mission. So that is why you have the cold sweats. Or as you said, frozen sweats in some circumstances.
So in 2008, I think at that time we have a staff force about 200 plus people. So at that time, we have a difficulty, but we never miss staff salary. That is my first priority. But we miss some payment to our supplier. So supplier, 6 months, 3 months. So market start to spread rumors. Pentamaster is going downhill. Everyone is chasing for money. No cash, no delivery. That kind of, experience, that kind of suffering you have to go through. So it's not easy. But God is good.
Yes.
Everything turned from as we learn perseverance, bring you a strength, reinforce yourself, how to overcome challenges for the coming challenges.
Yeah.
So right now, like 2008, that is where everyone is suffering. Yeah. We've gone through, we restructure. One thing I learned in business: don't borrow money from bank.
Don't borrow money from the bank. Okay.
When you are rich, they come to you. They want you to get the loan. When you are in need, they take away the loan. That's why from after 2010, you look at our company finance statement, have no bank borrowing. I start to chop off. no bank borrowing. Because, so we have to learn how to be cost conscious. How to be, from the experience 2.0, I learned how to be, invest with proper, cannot be like sometimes we as an engineer, I'm not an accountant, I'm not good in finance. Engineer usually all bulldozer through. Do whatever you think, do whatever you like. This is the way how engineer are being do. Always go forward. But sometimes never looking into your financial status. That is very dangerous.
For those who are not aware, out there, because this is going to come into something that really caught my interest about Pentamaster. Can you describe the company's core mission and the primary areas of focus in specific within the semiconductor industry?
Okay, I think we started as an automation company. Today, we are very focusing on very focusing on semiconductor industry. From semiconductor industry, we have been there for the past, I would say, 25 years. But lately, last 5 years, we also diversify into medical industry. So for the semiconductor industry, we are focusing on ATE, automated test equipment, and also factory automation. ATE stands for, we build tester, handler for IC testing, for IC handling, for IC inspection. That's our core business. And factory automation, because in the factory today, people are talking about Industrial 4.0, talking about, to reduce labor, operators, because in today's world in Malaysia, even we are facing the crunch of getting operators, the cost is escalating, the only way to have quality consistency and to overcome this labor issue is going for factory automation. So from ATE, this is for beginning, but later on in around year 2000, we start to venture into factory automation. So to go into factory automation is a different set of challenges because it's everything customized.
Yes.
ATE, you can sell, you build from company A, you can sell to company B. But factory automation is different because every factory have their own manufacturing process.
But I want to know, what made you pivot? This is what I'm really interested in.
Because I'm looking at the ATE business market because the player getting more and more, become a red ocean. Because more people, if we can do this standard equipment, people also can do. Especially after year 2000, China factor coming in. China start to making equipment. They may not be good at that time. They may not be good in quality. But today, you're looking at them, they can do cheaper, better. So this sort of volume game become a red ocean. You sell $1, I sell 80 cents. This is the strategy they do. So until today, you're looking at the ATE market is very competitive. But in order for us to survive, I changed the strategy. Customization is the only way for us to survive. You're doing standardization is very difficult to survive. But customization, you require a big team of engineers. Because every project, every process are different.
Right.
So you need a very versatile, very good engineers. They can work around the clock. So we have been successful in deploying a lot of factory automation projects for our customer in the semiconductor. But after I seeing the success story in FAS, mean factory automation, I say, why not I go into medical industry? Because there are too many players already in semiconductors. So I started to diversify, go into medical industry automation. That's why today medical automation industry has contributed more than 30% of our group revenue over the last 5 years.
Wow.
From 0 to 30%. But eventually, we are also looking at 50-50 because we do not want to put all eggs in one basket. But semiconductor is still a big industry, still is a lot of golden opportunity. But you must move on to the next technology. Today, people are talking about advanced packaging. NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, those are GPU, all these AI chip. So this one is a different set of technology again. Very different. So we have started this last year because, in fact, we are behind. We should have started 3 years ago. To start into this advanced packaging, we have no know-how.
If you had the sense, Chuah, that it should have been started 3 years ago, why didn't you start 3 years
Because
ago?
we had no know-how. That's why I had to come back.
Okay.
Because it's not easy.
So how would you overcome that in the future?
So last year, I was always pushing hard, looking for opportunity, talking to customers who are doing in this field. So there's one company in Penang, from Europe. They set up in Penang. So they're looking for somebody to help them localization. But this company happened to involve in the advanced packaging, and they tied to the customer in US. So I offer ourselves. We are willing to partner with you to do R&D, to localize your project. We give you a much competitive price, a better service because we are near to you. Because a lot of advanced packaging technology equipment are coming from the other side of the world, Europe, Japan, and too far away. Sometimes localized. They may take risks, but I say, if it doesn't work, I give you free. That's how we started. We are being given the opportunity to start. Today, we are almost there. So this is partnering and collaboration with customer. That is the only way for us to move up the value chain. Partnering. So by doing R&D, without partnering with your customer, without partnering with your supplier, you're going nowhere. This is Pentamaster always looking for partnering and collaboration.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar. And when you talk about the ATE, I mean, the bread and butter of our business is the events, the conferences. There's hundreds of conferences in the world, right? And I think one of the things that really helped us stand out is that, as you mentioned, is the importance of partnering, which gives you a competitive edge. Is that, when we started the business in 2010, the first 5 years, we were doing the same thing that everyone else was doing. But then, I can actually name the companies, the high-level executives at Intel and TSMC, they said to us, focus on advanced packaging in 2015. So we were focusing on advanced packaging, but the first few years, people were telling us, we're not interested. You're too focused on advanced packaging. But we kept on focusing on this. And then 2020 came in, everyone knew that we were the go-to place for advanced packaging, so everyone came in after.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think the trick of the game is hindsight, but also trusting what the prediction of the customer is.
Yes.
So now, even in 2020, our community of key leaders, they were telling us, start focusing on power semiconductors. So then we focused on power semiconductors. And then it started to blow up. I mean, of course, we're going for a downturn this year.
Yeah.
So do you know what the next thing is they're telling us?
Okay, I want to touch base on the power semiconductor. This is an interesting topic because we were doing very well in the power semiconductor for automotive. That was about 6 to 7 years ago. Only lately, these 2 years are very bad because of the China factor.
Sure.
Power semiconductor was at that time nobody looked at the what you call the good future, good opportunity for automotive. When we're talking about automotive, people didn't realize that we're going for EV car, where silicon carbide coming in. Okay, so we are one of the pioneer in the silicon carbide assembly for IGBT module, wafer burning testing for silicon carbide. We are the one of the world top 5. We developed this system about 5 years ago, and then we managed to get our customer from US. So we sold more than 50 systems. So today we are one of the 5 in the world for the silicon carbide, because for power semiconductor into automotive you need a high stringent test requirement. Make sure all the die, the wafer, before you go into the module assembly are a good one. You have to do a stress test. So we come up with this system we call burn-in. So we are very successful. But today you look at it, there are many players from China coming, start flooding the market again. So if we don't move on to advanced packaging, you're dead. Power semiconductor, we have made a lot of revenue from there last 4-5 years, but lately last year and this year was bad.
But yeah.
So nothing always stay there as glossy as you think. So as a technology company, you don't move on, you don't agile, you don't move fast, you're dead.
So, Mr. Chuah, what's next?
Okay, as I mentioned, medical industry. Medical industry have been there for it's very so-called mature industry. But the technology also evolve. And in terms of technology, not much different. But in terms of manufacturing, because health, in terms of the people going more health conscious, hospitalization, medical device, pharmaceutical, these are the things keep on changing because they more and more volume, more and more opportunity. So you need fast automation. So those days like medical devices, they can rely on chip level to do assembly. But today you can't because the volume is high. The precision is like single-use medical devices, you need high precision automation. If we look at this is a big market. Even though you feel challenges from China, from India, but the opportunity is still huge. So we are now very focusing on automation for medical devices. And we have a big branded customer with us.
Okay.
Yeah, like you call the glucose monitoring assembly. We have IVC assembly, all blood collector assembly, dialyzer for dialysis machine assembly. We are into it now.
Right.
So this one contribute about 30%. So we are looking at next, hopefully we can achieve 50-50. 50-50. From here, this is all mainly ATE or factory automation. But factory automation getting very different now. People don't talk about Industrial 4.0. People talking about 5.0, 6.0, talking about AI. All these things start to incorporate in. Talking about database, data become a very important aspect of, AI. And the AI is become very important aspect of manufacturing because manufacturing, you need to be very flexible and versatile so you can make fast decision. You don't wait until I produce 10 million pieces, you need to detect the reject, for example. It's too late, you throw away. Customer recall. All this intelligent IoT need to be incorporated. So the next thing is we are focusing on AI, focusing on data, how to get our FAS to be higher than our competitor. So in the automation field, we require a lot of software programmer.
And what are you doing with regards to that with software programming? Because there are a lot of companies up now outsourcing to India, outsourcing to all of these other places. Your software, are you doing it all in-house or are you also outsourcing? Or?
Okay, what we do, we are try to develop a standard module which can be adaptable to many different applications. And also at the same time, work smart. Partner with your component supplier like motor supplier, robot supplier. They have all these standard advanced software module.
Yes.
You don't have to spend too much on programming. So partnering with your supplier, we call collaboration. You tell them what they want. This is going more towards the standard. You make your integration job easy because as a factory, FAS is a system integrator. We are the system integrator. We buy robot. We don't make robot. Right. The robot you buy, they have all the intelligence. So the programming will be very easy. So,
yeah, no, I mean, so what I wanted to actually emphasize, and I wanted to inform you, is that I have discovered, when I discovered about Pentamaster, and I asked for some referrals from some of your customers who attend our events, I said, are you familiar with this Pentamaster? I've never heard of it. I said, yeah, they're incredible, great service, good quality company, but they're not globalized, they're very localized. And that's when I think, we reached out to Pentamaster maybe 3 years ago or something like that. And I think the people that we were connecting Pentamaster with were like, this is an incredible company. And they started, doing a lot of business with you guys. I sense that this is quite similar with other local companies here in Malaysia, that they're actually kind of, is it like a fear of going global?
Okay, to go global, first thing you must have a strong fundamental. Because whatever you export, you cannot afford to have quality issue. You must have a cash. Because you deploy your people, you send your people, all these are costs. And also you need to be technologically compatible, advanced. Because let's say I go to US. US do have, Europe do have, Japan do have their own local. So sometimes our customer always you are coming from so far. How can I give it to you? How do you ensure that when my machine down, when my machine needs service, are you nearby me? So to go global, it's not only selling the product to them. You have to do services and setup. So what we do for the late few years, we set up sales and services office in Japan. We set up in Germany. Also now we R&D. We set up in US. We set up in Japan. Now in China, we're also going to set up in Taiwan. So initially, few years past by, we appoint agent. It's not very effective.
No.
Because they don't have ownership. So lately we have been setting up, but incur costs. You come back to the cost again, it's a chicken and egg. So you want to grow global, a few things you must make sure you are there. Technologically stable. If you are not technologically stable, you're going to spend a lot of rework, spending people there to redo rework, and then at the end, customer don't trust you.
Yeah.
So a lot of local company cannot go because of these few factors. First, do I have the money? Do I have the technology strong enough, compatible enough with the player in the world? So today, we are there. We dare to go because we have done all the project with like famous phone maker, medical, like those CGM, CGM manufacturer. We have done for them. Then build us a confidence.
Yes.
So the first step for the local company to go out is they need money, they need people. So people, talent is an issue now. Everyone facing the talent issue. Communication, talking. So our engineers, in Malaysia, we are very fortunate. Most of our engineers can speak English. They can communicate, they can go anywhere. And with this trade war issue happening, that's bring another opportunity for us.
Yes.
Because we are the neutral. We can sell to both worlds. We can sell to both sides of the world. So with this trade war, so we move forward to expanding our US and Euro office. Because we see the opportunity.
Absolutely.
See the opportunity. I don't know with Trump as a coming president again, there will be any surprises or we don't know. We yet to see.
Yeah, with Trump, there's surely uncertainty.
Yeah.
So from your perspective then, in terms of driving innovation, one thing that you've learned in your career as an entrepreneur and as a leader, what are going to be Pentamaster's key areas of research and development? Are there, aside from the medical side, in specific with semiconductor manufacturing, are there any cutting-edge projects or emerging technologies that you're excited about?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, we are excited about is the advanced packaging tester.
Advanced packaging tester. Okay.
Testing.
Okay.
That is a very difficult part, but we need to work with people.
Okay.
So we work with a supplier or from Korea and from Japan for certain high precision fabrication. But the software electronic side, we are using our own. So this is a very exciting moment for Pentamaster in 2025. We plan to market the product by end of this year for advanced packaging. That means I would say we are the first local company in Malaysia to develop the advanced packaging testing.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, advanced packaging is known here in Malaysia.
Yeah, right. I tell you today, advanced packaging manufacturing in Malaysia is still zero.
Right. Okay.
None.
Other than the Intel's fab.
Yeah, but they are on hold. So for us to conquer the advanced packaging customer, you see today it's not all from Malaysia.
Taiwan, right?
We have to be in Taiwan. We have to be in US. We have to be in Europe. So we had to hire somebody can penetrate this decision maker in their country. So this is the strategy that we are putting in place. So the other one is talking about the factory automation. Factory automation will never sunset industry. The industry, we need to continue to make it more modular, easier to set up, and also possible. But today we manufacture everything in Malaysia. So I'm now start to talk about partnership in US, partnership in Europe. Certain heavy stuff we don't want to do here. We want to partner with them. Make it locally, make sure they meet the cost. So instead of shipment cost is getting very expensive now, if we can make locally, we have a local partner, that will be the best thing.
The COVID situation possibly, made a lot of people who are in our industry quite rich. But of course,
not us.
No, you guys. I'm sure you guys done well. But I think we all face kind of notable supply chain disruptions. How is Pentamaster navigating these challenges to ensure time delivery and continuity to its clients?
Yeah, I mean, in any business, time to market is very important. Respond to your customer is one. Commitment to your customer, excellent in terms of delivery on time. That is very important because you are affecting all their production. So what we do is like supply chain, which we have badly experienced during the COVID time. We cannot get a component, and our product, even one screw or one sensor, you can't even ship in. That means the whole machine cannot ship out. You need 100% thing. So during the COVID time, we tend to use JIT, just in time. But during COVID time, we had to use JIC. So when JIC method coming in, you cost you money, you buy, you inventory, stock go out. That is not a good model. So what we do now is partnering again, collaboration again with our supplier. Like we have now worldwide presence. So using our supplier as a strategy to get into their customer, as a strategy to work closely with them. And then we also to come out a design that is pretty standardized. We try not to use many different type of model or series of a certain thing. We try to standardize. Standardization will prepare your supplier easier. They can stock our inventory. That means which I can use it, many years down the road. If we continue to keep changing, upgrading, so this is also another problem facing sometimes by any automation company. Engineers like to use new thing. You need to put a control. Yeah, new thing is good for new latest technology, but we have to balance it. And second thing is like talking about partnering together in Penang. We Pentamaster, Restructuring and Bata, we form a called PAC, Penang Automation Cluster, where we bring the local supplier or the fabrication house into one center. And today, machinery, equipment, one of the important bill of material is fabrication.
Right.
Those metal, CNC, wire cut, precision. And supply chain is so important for us. In the past, certain high precision thing, we had to go to overseas to get. Go to Japan, go to Korea, cost and timely. But after learning from there, we start our PAC. With the government grant from MIDA, give us a very good grant, 20 over million. We buy a good equipment, put it there, and then bring in the local supplier. So now, our fabrication quality, standard technology, no need to depend on overseas. This is part of the strategy we learned from during a COVID time. So these are the things that we put in place. You cannot do everything by yourself. That's a collaboration again. Even Vitrox and Wata could be my competitor, friendly competitor, but we work together.
Yeah.
Like in Taiwan, most of the SME are working together.
Yeah.
That's how the country progress.
Yeah.
So Malaysia must have a mindset willing to work together.
Is that changing? Do you see that change, or is there still a sense of independency where that's my competition, it's my thing?
Still, there is some IP, there's some Great Wall of China in between,
Yeah. So what's your theory with regards to China then? Like how is Pentamaster dealing with China in specific? Because it's a large market.
China is a large market, but it's a tough market. Because today, Chinese company in the China, inside the country itself, they also hungry for project. You know, the China company, they do things very fast. They do things very, very cheap. Even the product is not ready, they can start selling. You know, so they already type to market. You sell 1,000, they sell 500. So you can't even compete with them. But the China policy, the government is supporting their local industry. Past 5 years, 10 years ago, they import a lot of high-end equipment. But today, China are ready to make their own equipment. Government is supporting all the local players. I hope Malaysia government do support Malaysia automation equipment maker. Today, in this aspect, is very lacking. Openly, I say it's very lacking. And localization program in China, government impose. You want to invest in China, you have to buy local product.
Yeah.
Malaysia, all the MMC coming in, there's no such policy and force to buy local. But you can say whether China and local company like Pentamaster or any other company are capable, because like Intel maybe they require higher income. Do you have? Sometimes we don't have. Never mind. But you must give a chance to local industry like us.
Yeah.
Everything for, you see, in automation, it's not the rocket science. I wanted to tell you. It's a process know-how, whether your customer willing to share the process know-how. And then from the process know-how, I put a mechanization. I put in the software. That is nothing difficult. Malaysians have a good talent engineer. As good as other country. But we are not given the opportunity. Because if you don't start now, forever Malaysian automation company are not capable. We are talented people. 30 years ago, I worked for Intel and National Semiconductor. We import machine. Intel import from Europe, from US, from Japan. But today, look at Penta, Vitrox, Great we export.
Yeah.
We export. So we should feel proud. We have the capability, but we don't have the opportunity. So government need to do more.
To step in more. One of the interesting elements is, of course, how you're managing the talent and the workforce in your company.
Yeah.
Automation and semiconductor require high skills.
Yeah.
High skills. So how does Pentamaster attract and retain talent in such a competitive market? And what is your message to great talent out there who are not aware of Pentamaster to join Pentamaster?
I personally, myself, is an engineer. I know how engineers behave. We are very weird animal, engineers. If you keep engineer busy, they have no time to apply job. It's true. When they are too busy, too engrossed with R&D, research and development. So for Pentamaster, there's one good thing about Pentamaster is we do a lot of customization. We are not doing standard. Every year we have different projects. Every year we have different challenges. Challenges that bring sometimes your engineer to stay. But sometimes they leave because they are overworked. Because they. So what I do for Pentamaster, we have a few scheme putting in place. We form BU. Business unit. Within Pentamaster itself, I have more than 20 to 30 BU, small BU.
Wow.
Because as a company getting bigger, you tend to sluggish. You know why dinosaur extinct? Too big, cannot move. It's true.
Yeah.
Dinosaur extinct because they cannot find food. They cannot compete with those tiger, whatever, they move so fast.
Yeah.
So with this mindset, I form BU. So every BU giving a OKR, objective key result. Objective key result is being set. Let's say, okay, this BU 50 million, that BU 50 million. You achieve 50 million, but GP must be how much? So every BU have a profit sharing. They own the business. No longer I manage all. They are responsible, they are accountable to hire, to manage their costs. So this business is just like a supermarket. The BU. I went to supermarket, like Queensway Mall, whether you know or not. Inside Queensway Mall, I tell the supermarket, every merchandise they sell is not belong to Jaya, not belong to Eon. They get people to come in. They set a platform for them to operate there. And then from there, they take the profit. So for me, I already have the infrastructure. I have the platform. I have the shared common technology. I make my BU. I set a good platform for them. You make the profit. You own the technology. You go and look for the customer. At the end of the quarters, every quarters, you make money. Profit sharing given out. So on top of their salary, they work hard. They save costs. They move on. They hire the right people. No longer HR hire, no longer I hire. Like you are the mini boss. This is how you retain the people. Ownership is very important. If you don't give them ownership, everyone want to come out, everyone to go. Because I own as a group commodity. The whole thing is like commodity belong to one group. So they work hard, they share hard.
Wow.
This is the only way. So profit sharing, human, you cannot run away from money. You need to survive, you need to buy car, you need to buy, so.
Remarkable. What I would love to know, Chuah, from your career experience, at the end of the day, there is no such thing as self-made millionaire or self-made businessman. There's someone or some individuals or some people that helped you through to grow. I would say I'd love to know, like, in the first part of your struggle. I call in entrepreneurship, in business, I call the whole experience a struggle. But the first part of the struggle, who helped you? Who guided you?
I would say first part of the struggle will be your own stuff. If you don't have a good team of people, you can never go to the outside. So for me, my philosophy is employee first, customer second. Because today I have 1,000 employees. I can take care of 1,000 customers. Correct? Every employee are responsible to bring. It's not to go out and do sales. If they treat the customer well, I got one extra customer.
Right.
1,000 employees, you have 1,000 customers. But today, I myself alone, I cannot handle 1,000 customers.
No.
Alright? So these are the what they call, what are the opportunities? Another opportunity is because providing a good service, never run away, be sticky. We call stickiness of your customer with you. How to make your customer stick to you. We sign NDA with customer, we say NDA is non-disclosure agreement. When I sign NDA with you, it's not beside the non-NDA, non-divorce agreement.
Non-diverse.
Already signed means you cannot divorce. We already engaged with you. We start going to make baby together. And then when I say make baby means we want to be your extended arm of your solution provider. Make your company, your production are profitable, cost saving. So these are the things that I set the mindset alone. So my first customer, I told you just now, Dell.
Okay.
Came in 1996. They transformed Pentamaster to a different level. And I told you just now we are in the shop lot. How can a Dell big company like this come looking at you are in the shop lot? How can it given to you? But I convinced them with my good service, I guarantee. I even wrote an email to them, say, if the project fail, don't pay me a single cent. I do free for you. So that kind of challenges, because I have the confidence, I know my team can do it, sure cannot fail one. Because your customer don't know your capability. You cannot take things for granted. They know everything that what you have. You must know how to sell to them. It's not like bullshit, No, I do it with honesty, with integrity, with commitment. So first project is 900,000 ringgit. That is a big project for me at that time. I pass, bring me to millions and millions. So first project is very important. First project is very commitment to your customer is very. This is where your turning point. If you don't commit to your customer, today you are gone.
Two questions. What's your first question is, what was the worst nightmare you had throughout your career or in your entrepreneurship life with Pentamaster?
Yeah, my worst nightmare, as told you, I invested in the wrong business.
2008, okay.
I invest so much, and at that time, I don't know how to put the contract into a proper legal agreement, and then I was eagerly trust customer. I want to go in and get a project. Customer say verbally, okay, 1 year I commit you $50 billion a project. Already start. Go. Never do a proper study. That is the worst.
So basically jumped into ventures.
Without doing a proper study and analyze, and then the cost, So this is my worst in my career.
And what's the most proudest moment of your career?
Okay, when the company almost like going PN17, chapter 11, the equivalent. My proudest moment is those loyalty staff that stay with me, fight with me. Because you see,
Which year was this?
2008. And then 2009, we start to do restructuring. There are, you see, sometimes we feel sad. Our staff, old staff leave us. But some of the staff, they leave. At that time, I feel very sad. At this time, why you leave me? They are the senior one, they are the good one. But they leave because they see no hope in Pentamaster. Pentamaster is going to close shop. They leave. So, and then there is a second layer of staff come to me. CBI, we will fight together. They stay with me. Today, they are the people now with me. From nothing, from 80 million debt, today we have 400 million cash. Zero bank borrowing. So the proudest moment I have is today, no bank borrowing with my staff support. This is my sense of achievement. Is importantly, you have a loyalty of your staff. That is a key. That's why I say employee first, customer second. These staff are my key staff. So today we go from Hong Kong listing, we make them a millionaire. Now we're going for another one, for example, one day. You make it another layer of millionaire. This is how I'm rewarding my staff. Staff with you is very important. So sometimes during the bad time, doesn't matter. You see everything. That is where God opened the book for you to see everything.
Yeah.
What is good, what is bad. You need to start doing housekeeping. Don't feel sad, about, downturn after. Sometimes downturn, 2024, everyone suffer. EV car going suffer. Because we are too engrossed with power semiconductor. So that was also being blindfolded, focus purpose. But fortunately, we have medical industry to sustain us. You see, diversification is the way.
Yeah.
You don't stay put. But some people, customers say, why you are like supermarket, everything A, to B, C, D, everything you have. But I tell them, it's not I selling different thing. I'm selling the same thing. My core technology is still programming, design, automation, but it only apply for different industry to stay afloat.
Yeah. In the next, of course, you've learned. Of course, information is key.
Yeah.
And getting information is the vital element to understand what's going to happen in the future. In the next 5 to 10 years, what major trends do you foresee impacting Pentamaster?
If we don't move on to the latest technology like AI could be, after 5 years, will be obsolete again.
After 5, 10 years, quantum computing.
I don't know, quantum computing, whatever. AI could be, become like commodity, no more something like, to be shout about, So you have to move on with the technology. So today, you have to ride on the wave, the current trend. Yes, for you to get the business and opportunity. But do not forget, start thinking ahead. What is coming? So R&D is very important. R&D costs money.
Yep.
But some companies say R&D costs money. Why want to spend money? But when the time comes, you don't have a new product, you are dead.
Right.
So for the company like us, the evolving of technology is so fast. The manufacturing process is so fast. Everything changing. No long. So I foresee in coming years, less and less worker, less and less people willing to work in factory, less and less human dependent manufacturing technology. What I mean is everything goes so high speed.
Because robots will come into play as well.
Go so high speed, so precise. Human no longer able to touch the manufacturing part. No way. Just like I see how you're doing one by one testing. In the past, during 1970, yes, you take tweezer, vacuum cup, press button. Today cannot anymore because IC getting smaller and smaller. Talking about less than 1 mm by 1 mm or 0.5 by 0.5 is so minute. They're talking about throughput of 1 hour, you need to do 100,000 pieces of testing or 1 million pieces of testing. So technology getting evolved. So for us, if we don't move on to the quality mindset, and automation is talking about quality and process know-how.
Right. In terms of two perspectives again, what is the number one quality that you look at having someone in your team? What is the number one quality?
Okay, in our business, we're talking about cost is important because why relate to quality?
I mean, I'm also quality in terms of characteristics of behavior, in terms of personality.
Mindset.
That's the mind. What do you mean by mindset?
You see, critical mindset is important for any engineer. I want my engineer always think ahead. It's not like I told you to do this, you do this. They must have a critical mindset to ask why. When customer asks them to do certain things, they must give you the process. No, don't blindly follow. Because for us to be surviving in this world, engineer always think double layer ahead of your customer. You always foresee things, they might want you to do certain thing in this type. You must telling them, this one can be done, but this one may not be good in the long run. If you continue to just blindly follow what customers say, cannot work. So you want to add value to your customer. The mindset of my engineer, my BU manager are very critical. They must know how to always ask why. The customer asks me to do this, why? You cannot just blindly do it. Why? Why? So when you say why, you start to question more. So when the thing that you come out, you do will be more precise to what customer want expectation. Mean the customer less wastage. So you can do it right in the first time. So the mindset of my people in my factory, you can see, do it right the first time.
Do it right.
And then second statement, cost with no waste.
Cost with no waste. Okay.
You can spend. I'm not stingy to allow my engineer, but don't waste.
Okay.
You can spend, but don't waste. If you don't spend, you will never grow. Whatever you spend, I can approve. But you waste, you in into your OKR. Your profit sharing becomes less.
Yeah.
Your appraisal becomes zero.
Yeah. And from a leader's point of view, what would you say is your number one quality?
Okay, I always tell my people, execute fast. Don't be laid back. Don't be procrastinating. A lot of leaders don't want to make decisions. Because as a leader, you always lay back, procrastinating, you don't make decision, the whole team of people will be affected. You know what? Decision you don't make, nothing will be executed. Being a BU manager, execute. I empower you, empowerment. Because I don't want all the manager to come back to, CB, I'm waiting for your decision. No, because I want speed. I appoint you because I trust you. You are mature enough to make decision. Unless I appoint the wrong one. So never mind, sometimes people are not perfect. They make a few mistakes. They learn how to. If they don't improve, sorry, you are no longer qualified as a BU manager. So empowerment and speed. That is my...
Empowerment and speed.
Yeah.
So, Chuah, to wrap up the discussion, I'd be intrigued to know the man that you are today. What would he say to the person who's just about to start Pentamaster?
The man?
To the younger version of you who's just, if you could go back now in time with everything you know now, what would you say to Chuah that's just about to start the company Pentamaster?
Okay, when you start any business, you must be good in that field. Don't go in because somebody going in, because you don't know what's going on. So for a person to excel in the business that you are interested, first thing, you must be good. Second thing, you must have passion. Don't think I set up a business, I can hire people to run for me. You'll never work. Because any company you set, it's a culture. Let's say you start a company, both start the same business. The working culture are different. So my working culture is different. Like I told you, my working culture is speed and empowerment. Certain boss, no, everything you must listen to me. I want to control everything. So they may be surviving, they may be doing well, but depending on each individual. So as a boss, you start out any company, you must be involved. You set the culture first. The culture that you want, you think is best for you. And then you must be passionate about it. You must not run away or it. Any problem, don't run away. Stay together with your people to solve together with them. Because for automation, I encounter many problems. It's not smooth running. It's not smooth journey. We go out through difficult time. We go through customer return, Sometimes you feel, I should have not done that.
Yeah.
No choice. But you have to learn through because no one is perfect. So you must have set a culture. So my culture is don't give up. Fast in action to correct whatever rectified. Don't let customer wait because production time is money.
Yeah. Is that exactly? So if you were to go right now to yourself at that age, you would say exactly just the same thing. You wouldn't say anything else like, hey, be careful, change this.
No. I say you need to set the pace, the culture you want. For me, I want empowerment and speed. So the more empowerment you give to the right people, use the right people for the right job always. Don't use the wrong people. You empower the right people, your thing move faster than you yourself make. And then customer also view. Because I learned one thing. From beginning, everything customer call me. Every time I drive car, non-stop, 5 minutes. So nobody want to sit inside my car. After I set a BU, I empower them. Not even a single phone call. Not even, unless there is escalation. I still keep in touch with my customer. I'm still around. I'm still show face. I'm not saying disappear playing golf. I never play golf. Every day I'm in the office. I'm still around. So empowerment is very important to do what they call progression of your business will be much faster. And then customer have more confidence. You know why? If CB one day not around, what will happen to the company? CB is me. No, I say already I have all the people in line. You don't need me. They know how to handle you. See, they don't want to call the boss every time. They feel scared. Single person, dangerous. You don't want to call Trump every day for all the policy.
No.
You want to call all the secretary for different departments. This is the way how the world works.
Wow. From your, thank you.
Yeah.
For a very enlightening discussion. Is there any last messages that you would like the audience to know that you would want to share to them? I don't know, maybe it could be something about what's next for Pentamaster, what's next for you, what advice you could give to young entrepreneurs of Penang.
I always see people like to attend conferences, seminar. This is useful, but don't learn how to do business through attending conferences. And people like to go and attend this and attend that. But in any business setup, especially now 2025, the business, what they call atmosphere, is the space. It's no longer like 5 years ago. 10 years ago, it transformed so much. You have so many factors coming in. Today, you got China factor, you got trade war factor, you got regional policy. Every country want to protect their own. 2000, you can sell anywhere you like as long as you have the technology. But today, you are restricted. Certain technology cannot go there. You cannot buy this, buy that. So it's very different. It's a lot of regulatory issue happening. So my advice to them is, this will be a challenging, but you have to be what they call adaptable, flexible. You know, like maybe one day I pass down to my son. He cannot follow the way, the culture I work. He need to set his own culture. He need to adapt to the new culture. He need to, because the talent that we hire, the all engineers are very difficult to manage. They are smart person. They are not like robot. They know how to think. That's why you hire them.
Right.
They know what to do.
Right.
If your culture is not suit them, it will not work. So sometimes you hire the smart guy. You think I need this guy, but it doesn't suit your culture. You spoil the whole environment. Don't force yourself to hire the top, and then at the end you don't work. So the company culture, I always say, is very important. Like every race have its own culture, you know. Company also have its own culture.
Thank you very much for this discussion. Pentamaster has recently become a very, very close partner of ours, and so we're rooting for your success and looking at you guys to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and keep up the mission, because I hear nothing but great things about the work that you guys do with your customers who work closely with us. So well done to your team.
Compared to the world, we are still very small.
Yes, correct. There's more growth.
Still everything your revenue convert to US dollar. Yeah. Compared to a hill and a sand.
But that shows you there's potential. A lot of potential
correct.
ahead. So, but there you go. The bigger the more you scale, the bigger the problems.
Yeah, but you need to make it smaller. BU.
Let the
every BU, I give analogy to my staff. Every BU is a caterpillar. I want the caterpillar not sitting in the cocoon. I want the caterpillar to turn into butterfly, colorful and fly.
Then they have a BU underneath.
Yeah. So you multiply. You multiply. So as a company, you don't grow it too big. You need to multiply, not expand. Multiply. And then every BU can be, if they are doing well, they can go for IPO, become my mother company, become a holding. So you got many subsidiaries, go for IPO, they specialize in their own technology, and every engineer work for you, they feel the ownership. You are empower them to make decisions. Because for a listed company like me, it's no longer belong to me. Frankly speaking, I'm working for shareholder. They are also not working for me. I am just a shepherd to guide them, to lead them, to set the culture, set the policy. So they become BU, they become subsidiary, they go IPO, they are rich as one day. It's true.
Yep.
So butterfly, turn into butterfly. You must fly. Okay, thank you.
It was an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.